we'll try not to keep you too long, but we don't want anyone to leave without feeling really comfortable and having all your questions answered and all that. Most likely, we'll try to wait till we think we'll do some quick introductions, but we think that we will cover all of the questions you have. But and I have a couple very excitable dogs. If you could hear that, sorry. My name's Eric, as you can see, and we will introduce you to probably a third of our staff. We have a lot of them going. Some of them are unable to make it tonight, but many are. So we'll meet them. And then I'll try to facilitate this as move things along as quickly as we can. But again, not to overlook anybody's important questions. So please don't hesitate to, if there's put it in the chat or however you want to ask it. Okay, so just so that we can, why is this? So the camp, get back, do that in a minute. I'm going to just let this, turn this over to Josh. He's on the first person I see online, and then they'll let everyone who's some of our staff who are coming that are here right now just say hello to you, and then I'll grab it back again. Okay.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Josh. As you can see, my last name is Naftalin. I am Eric's son. That is Noah in the photo with Abby. We're twins, so this is a family business. I'm one of our head directors at the day camp program as well, Aloha Beach Camp in Malibu, and I've worked as the head director. One of the head directors there is probably 4 years now. I've spent my whole life there though. Since I was probably 4 years old. So 20 years, and I grew up going to the beach at Aloha Beach Camp. But I've been very lucky to be able to go to the Hawaii Sleepaway Camp program the last few years. And I think this is my 5th year now. But I look forward the entire summer to the Hawaii program because it's so much fun. And I can't wait to meet all of your campers this upcoming summer in a couple weeks. So really looking forward to it. And I appreciate all of you taking the time to join us this evening.
Can I go for it?
Go for it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noah. Just like Josh said, we are indeed twins, I can confirm. Like Josh said, this is a family business, so we both grew up going to camp. My first memories are running around at Zuma Beach and out in Paradise Cove in Malibu, boogie boarding, surfing, hanging out with my dad and my brother. And it's just like the best memories of my lifetime. So always started at camp as a camper, became a counselor, and eventually a head director. But just like Josh said, Hawaii's my favorite. The connections that the campers form at camp are so meaningful and impactful, and it's really just an amazing time. So I can't wait to get back there. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that your campers are joining us this summer, and I know they're going to have the best summer of their life. So thank you all for joining us tonight, and I'm so happy you're here.
And hi, everyone. I'm Abby. Very similar story in some ways. I also work at our day camp program in Malibu as one of the head directors. I work predominantly with our youngest campers during the day camp season, our 4 to 6-year-olds. And then during the summer, we'll work with everyone in Hawaii. I've been to the Hawaii program for 5 years now. I do have a background in sleepaway camp programs, so I was fortunate enough when I started working at the day camp to be invited to join in on the Hawaii overnight my first year and have been coming ever since. It's a great, really great and wonderful experience. So very excited to share that with you or your campers. I know we have maybe some campers themselves on the call. So great to meet you all and thank you for taking the time to be here.
Unmute. Anybody else?
I can go ahead next. Hi, my name is Talia. I will also be there during the summer at Hawaii. I worked at camp for a couple summers and was also a head director with the rest of the team. Working a corporate job now, so super excited to be back with the kids this summer out in Hawaii and, like everybody said, helping them make some, lifetime memories.
Go, Danny.
My name is Danny. This will be my 3rd year at the Hawaii camp. I'm super excited to be joining you guys. It's always the highlight of my summer, and I'm just so excited to meet all of your campers and have a great few weeks.
Hi, I'm Allie, and this is Lindsay. We are both elementary school teachers, and it's actually going to be our first time working at this camp this summer, and we're both very, very excited. We're working alongside a couple of our other teacher coworkers, so we're looking forward to meeting everybody this summer.
All right, cool. Thank you all. Oh, Lindsay, did I cut? Sorry about that. Did I cut you off?
No, I just talked for her.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you all. Okay, so for the parents, the families, the kids, just so you know, those of us who you just met and those who you didn't, we, as you can imagine, have a lot of people that want to go and be staff people at this program. And we don't just take anyone. So all these people that you met, Talia, Nanny, everybody, all of us are camp directors from the past. It's not just like you apply for a job to be a camp counselor and you get to go to Hawaii. It doesn't work like that. We are the I'm going to remove myself from this, but you've got like a dream team of people watching your kids and enjoying a couple weeks in Hawaii with them. Some people are coming 1 week, 2 weeks, both weeks, whatever it is. We will be there with them, with your kids, making sure they have a great time. I want to move on towards also Abby and Danny. I don't know about anyone else, but they don't like to. What's fascinating to me is like they're very accomplished and are like had come from a background of families who have high achievements and things like that. Like for Abby, her family way back when invented the unicycle. So you're just a factual fun thing to throw out there. Danny is a world. If you know Bruce Springsteen, his daughter rides horses, and Danny taught her the daughter how to ride a horse. So that's just people that we're dealing with here. Now, the next thing I want to get to is this picture behind me. This is Camp Mokalea. And we sent out earlier today, obviously in light of that deal that happened with the girls' Christian camp the other day in Texas. We know that this has prompted concerns even among us, and we sent out earlier this afternoon or earlier this morning. Hopefully you've got it now that it is this afternoon, but like our emergency preparedness plan, that kind of thing. But we don't have to worry too much about, if you didn't get that, it's in your email, should be. We can send it again. You don't have to worry here. The camp is a way above those cabins in Texas. I think were like not sea, but sea level, ground level. We're protected by a retaining wall and way far away from these. These are the actual cabins that your kids will be staying in. You can see those white painted buildings. There's a few people very small on the sand in front of them, and this is where a lot of the camp takes place. How we have exclusive use of this program or this camp facility. And you can't. We'll talk to you about what you can't see here. But this is just like a summer camp property that you would have gone to as a child, except it's in Hawaii. So we have on this property. It's like a multi-acre property. We have a big grass playing field that has a ropes course and a zip line and evening movie night and a fire pit, campfire for skids and songs and s'mores, things like that. Just very close to this area. Also, we have, I don't know if I said swimming pool or not, but it's just picture the most incredible traditional type of campsite you can think of. But this is on the beach, and we're just steps from the beach. So a lot of things for activity wise anyway that takes place at camp is going to happen on the camp property. A second section of we say it's like a 3-pronged sort of program approach where one part of it happens at camp, another part of it happens focuses on aquatic sports like surfing and things like that, and then the other part we want the kids to know they're at camp, but we don't want them to miss the experience of being in Hawaii. So we go on field trips and do things like that where they get to see how pineapples are grown at the Dole plantation and that kind of thing. So that's the campsite. That was just kind of our, oh, there's four, I think we have 5 cabins, something like that. Each of them hold between 12 and 16 sleeper cabin capacity, but we don't fill them up that high, so the kids have extra room and stuff like that. The others can talk about that I might not be that I might be forgetting about. I want to, before I move on, give everybody somebody's phone number. Terry's phone number. It's TERI. And this is a contact that you'll have our phone numbers. Please recognize, though, that we're out there all day long. Like, this isn't like at our day camp in Malibu. We can call you back at night because the camp day ends. We're back at home at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's fine. But here, this is 24/7 supervision. So it's hard for us to kind of like be getting texts and responding to families all the time as much as we would want to. So Terry is going to be here in our office. Her phone number is 818-730-2532. Was about to give you mine. I'll give you mine too. But it's 818-730-2532. And if you text her or call her, want to check on your kids, that kind of thing, she's going to be able to get in touch with us immediately. Please note, okay, no news is good news. So if you have the urge to say, how are they doing? What's my camper doing? Are they fine? Are they not? Is anything happening? Are they homesick? Are they not? They are perfectly fine if you don't hear from us. If there's the slightest concern that we have, we'll talk about homesickness shortly here, but we're going to let you know right away, so you don't have to worry. But Terry is here for you if this is an important thing on your mind and it'll make you feel better to reach out. Don't hesitate. Backing up about the camp. This is an actual camp that's a summer camp program that's taking place right now in Hawaii. It's called Camp Mokulea. It's on the north shore of Oahu, about 45 minutes north of Honolulu, Waikiki Beach, the Pearl Harbor, that area. So when we land there, we're going to go together to the camp. It's about 45. The camp is 45 minutes away from the airport. And the children in Hawaii, they go back to, most of the kids that go to this camp that is taking place right now, this Camp Mokulea, these are native Hawaiian children, families. They live there or come from other islands and then go to the camp. And then in Hawaii, they go back to school like August 1st. Their school starts, so they're almost about to start their fall semester in just a couple of weeks. And then August 1st, well, for us, July 28th, it becomes, by a stroke of good luck, this place becomes vacant and we get it. So that's how we're able to operate the program. And a lot of the staff at the Camp Mokulea right now, their counselors, their directors, their lifeguards, their supervisors, they stay on site 2 more weeks, even though their campers they're supervising their kids right now, but then we come and they help us run our program. So that's how the place happens. And like this ocean here, the water in front, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, snorkeling, things like that. We don't surf here. The surfing takes place offsite at Waikiki Beach. But every other water sport you could think of, we do here. We do take an evening, we call like there's a place called Sunset Beach, which is about 20 minutes away from us. There's other beaches that we go to, but many of the actual camp activity, water sport things takes place right here where you can see. All right. I want to say something quick about, I know I'm dominating this. I want to get through this and then I want the others to take a shot for whatever I missed, but I want to say something quickly about medication. We've gotten a few emails this week about medication. Many children at camp take medication. If you can send the clear, like put it in the actual bottle, the prescription bottle in a bag, something like that with clear instructions, we will make sure and be giving constant reminders that somebody else get the.
We can maybe
am I the only one that can see that, or
no? We'll go through the chat maybe at the end just so you can get through. hear
Okay.
what you're saying.
Um, oh, medicine. So yeah, so if you just said there will be counselors in all the cabins with the kids, so we'll just make sure that the kids get their medicine. Um, something about Josh. Josh. Okay. So right now, a lot of campers are flying. All the campers are doing different like ways of getting there. Some of them are flying with a small group are flying with our counselors on a certain plane from LA. Other kids are flying on their own in from the kids that come to this camp are like we keep reverting back to our Malibu because that's just like program sort of like a reference point for us where 100% of the kids are local Los Angeles campers. For this camp in Hawaii, their kids are coming from all over the world, all over the country, all over the world. Say a country, they're coming to this: Russia, Japan, Germany, China, South Korea. They come from everywhere. So the kids are flying in from all over the place. We'll meet them at the airport if they need to, or you'll meet us at camp. Everybody has received information and like hopefully instructions that you'll be telling us when and how your kids will be getting there. But I'm saying that because Noah, wherever he is, Noah we've asked you all if your camper is doing unaccompanied minor service with the airlines, which if you don't have to do it, we prefer you don't have to. But a lot more people than usual are requesting that. It doesn't, if you're like, depending on the airline, but in general, if you're like 12 or over, you don't need to. We will still help them and everything. But because some people are requesting that more than usual, we're going to ask if you could also add Josh's name to your form. So they shouldn't charge you more extra since you already got this done. If you've done unaccompanied minor, we'll add Josh Naftalin and Noah Naftalin you already have Noah, I think. And the reason we're saying that is because Noah might have to do 5 unaccompanied minor places on 5 different airlines with different kids, and he can't be in all those places at once. But as long as Josh and Noah are both on there, we'll be able to manage that. If your camper doesn't have to do an accompanying minor, it's much, much better for everybody. We're not going to just drop them at the airport curb and leave. We will make sure that everybody safely gets on their plane. Okay, that's that. Okay, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to let maybe Abby talk about homesickness, or Josh and Noah talk about if talk about surfing, anything like that. Danny can talk about her horseback riding escapades if she wants to.
Yeah, all right. So we can start off with talking about homesickness a little bit. Generally speaking, this is sleepaway camp. We are all well prepared to handle homesickness situations. Every year there are campers who experience it. Everyone from our, 7-year-old campers to our 15-year-old campers. It is completely normal across the board, and we're all ready and prepared to help them navigate those new feelings for many. But generally speaking, all of our staff will be ready to handle that. Our leadership team, especially if it is a situation where homesickness is persisting a little bit more, our leadership team will always step in to help out as well. If we find that homesickness is persisting beyond, typically we say 48 hours, so first 2 days where it's a little bit more extreme, we'll typically give a call home, touch base, check in, see how things are going. Generally, it sounds a little bit backwards, but calling home tends to not actually be the most helpful when you are feeling homesick. Hearing those voices can make it a little bit trickier. So we will always first work to handle it just with us at camp and navigate those feelings together. But we've got all the steps pretty down. So we're ready for that, most definitely.
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the ratios. I think that was a question in the chat. So Eric mentioned how every cabin, the max capacity is 16. We do keep Go Gauchos always, absolutely Go Gauchos.
Lots of gauchos
Yeah.
here. Go
Um,
Falcons.
yeah, there you go. Josh has got his UCSB shirt on too. So the max capacity for each cabin is 16, but we do keep them a little bit intentionally smaller, just so everyone's comfortable and no one has to squeeze. So the most that any cabin will sleep is about 14, we'll say. And every single cabin will also have at minimum 2 counselors. So every ratio will be at least 7 to 1. One counselor for every 7 campers. And then in activities like surfing, it's always a 1 to 1 ratio. Obviously, if you're sending your camper to Hawaii, if a camper is going to Hawaii, they're going to want to surf. We go to Waikiki Beach, and that is just the absolute greatest place on the world to learn to surf. The waves roll for hundreds of yards at a time. It feels like you can stand up on, for minutes at a time. So, I am one of the surf instructors. Josh is one of the surf instructors. Really, all of us are going to be surf instructors. We will take your camper out, just them and us. We'll take them out, swim them out, show them how to pop up on a board, teach them the terminology of the board, make sure they're comfortable on the sand before they ever even get into the water, and then take them out and make sure they stand up on their very first time. So the ratios do shift a little bit, but in the cabins, about 5, 6, 7 to 1. And then, for those more serious activities like surfing, always 1 to 1 ratio.
And also just to add on to that, since Eric mentioned it previously, we will be using Camp Mokulea's site. So when we do activities on site, like kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding or zip lining, their staff is also there assisting us, as he mentioned. So for things like that on-site paddleboarding and kayaking, they will have additional aquatic supervisors who are also there. So that also adds additional supervision during those time periods. So really the lowest it would ever be is 7 to 1, and the rest of the time it's almost,
Yeah.
4 to 1 sometimes. So we keep the ratios intentionally very small.
Yeah.
Just notice was a thing you were saying, but this is the picture is where we do our surfing.
Yeah.
And I mean that's AI, but that's it. And those people out there that you see surfing, we go way, way out, and it's very shallow still, and that's where all the waves are, and we're one-on-one with the kids back there. And that volcano, that's a famous volcano. Josh will talk about that. But that's where we surf. Yeah.
All right. I saw a question about phones really quickly that I can just touch on. They said, should we have their campers leave their phones? We would recommend on travel days, like for the first day, especially if they're flying alone, to have your camper travel with their phone, just in case maybe they need to get in contact with us or that kind of thing. They'll have all of our phone numbers and information and that kind of thing. But upon arrival at camp, once we get to Mokulea, we will be collecting phones. We've experimented with letting campers allow like having their phones in past years, and it just really hasn't gone well. And we found that it just took away from their experiences more than anything else. So at camp during the session, there won't be any phones. We'll be collecting them, but we'll give them back at the end of the session. And we also will allow them one phone call like throughout the week, I think on Wednesday, like at a midpoint in the week. But we wouldn't recommend not giving them their phones at all. Like on travel days, that's definitely helpful to have their phones. And then what Eric was saying, that famous volcano is called Diamond Head. That is a famous volcano. It is not active, so we don't have to worry about that. But we will be doing a Diamond Head hike, which is a ton of fun. That's one of my favorite days. It's like a 1 or 2 mile hike. It's nothing crazy, but it's a ton of fun. There's like food trucks up there. It's a great day. We'll get pizza, hot dogs, that kind of thing. That's one of my favorite activities. And as you can see it right from the beach here at Waikiki. So that's super cool. That's one of my favorite activities. Should we talk about the Facebook group? Someone want to talk about that knows or?
Sure. Yeah. So someone just asked about photos, which is a great question. We will absolutely be taking lots of photos of the campers while they're doing their activities, while they're doing their field trips. We know that for many, this might be their only visit to Hawaii. So we definitely want to get photos of them making memories at camp. Our staff will all take photos and we'll post them to a private Facebook group that only the families of campers will be able to join. So it'll be a private group. Everyone will be able to join, and we'll post photos daily. You'll be inundated with lots of photos of your camper having a great time. So we know it can feel a little daunting to not have the communication constantly with the phones, but you'll get lots of photos of them every day so you can see what they're up to.
Someone's asking about
Somehow,
shopping.
somehow this became a huge popular thing to go shopping.
Yeah, we know everybody wants to go shopping. We have done Ala Moana shopping in past years. I don't know if we're going to do that exactly this year, but we will have opportunities to shop all around Waikiki, like downtown Waikiki. So you can absolutely send your campers with some cash, some spending cash if they'd like. They will definitely have opportunities to go shopping for sure.
Just backing up about Josh said something about the food trucks, and I just reminded me, if anyone, everyone should have already provided, like if anyone has any dietary restrictions or any sort of anything like that, food allergies, then you likely already told us that one on your registration form. If not, you can send that to us separately so we can tell the chef, our chef, we're happy to accommodate all that. But just so that you know, the food is everything's provided. There's no, the kids don't have to buy their own food. We will do 3 meals a day. They're healthy, they're good. It's not like, others can speak to that. It's not like camp food that just tastes like trash, like the like you would think of the prototypical or the traditional thought you have when you think of camp food. The stuff's actually good. And we have vegetarian options, vegan options. Any people, all they eat is fruit. We can accommodate that. But if we're shopping and a camper is like off on, maybe we broke into a group of 5 with a counselor, and if they want to buy shave ice or something, we probably wouldn't cover that. But otherwise, you can count on 3 healthy meals every day. Yeah. Okay.
Really quick, I'm just going to jump in because I'm seeing some questions about the age demographics and are there any older campers at camp? And based off the chat, it looks like a couple people have already said, my daughter's 16, my daughter's 15, mine's 17. We do have a good mix of ages at camp this summer, but the vast majority are, 14 to 17. If there's 60 campers, more than half are that age. So it definitely does skew towards the older end, but we do have, younger campers too. We have each cabin is grouped by age and gender identity, so they're always going to be hanging out with campers their own age. So definitely going to be campers in everyone's age range. And then someone asked, is a digital camera a good idea or is it too much trouble? I think that's a great idea. Obviously, there is a little bit of a risk with it, maybe not being waterproof and if they're hanging out at the beach, but if you feel comfortable with a digital camera, we do too. Disposable cameras are also very, very popular, but I think that's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Usually they're grouped by age already. If oh, that was a question I saw about request to be, you can just email that if you have a request, but if the camper is already the same age as the one you want to be requested with, they're probably going to be together already, just automatically. But please send, yes, they all have private bathrooms and showers. Am I seeing these or
Yeah,
like as
we all
okay,
are.
okay, okay. I don't know. All the bathrooms are private. All the cabins look like you walk in, there's just like a common room that has some of them have these are bunk beds. Some of them have beds in that, others don't, but there'll be like a desk with a chair. And then there's all the cabins have like, this main common room I'm talking about, like shelves to stack food on if you want. I think they have microwaves. They have
Microwave
some
and
of them.
fridge, yeah.
Yeah, a fridge and a microwave. And then these things are big. So like not just this main living area, this main room, but then they have like 3 bedrooms that they break off into. Why I'm saying that, I don't know, but because of the bathrooms. And all of the kids share a bathroom, but there's like 2-3 sinks per bathroom, several stalls in the bathroom. 2 or 3 showers in the bathroom. So every cabin gets it. So you don't have to like some camps, like you got to like walk across this long place to get to the bathroom. You don't have to do that. The cabins are, these are modern bathrooms inside each cabin. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of people have asked about bedding. So it is a traditional camp in the sense that you'll have a bunk bed and a mattress. But whatever bedding you would like to bring, that is up to you and your camper. And you will find that on the packing list. That was part of the family handbook in your registration confirmation, as well. So that should not come as too much of a surprise, but everyone's welcome to bring whatever they're comfortable with. It is Hawaii. It will be decently warm at night. It is not going to be a situation where you need a thermal sleeping bag. You can definitely get away with just bringing a sheet, a light blanket, and a small pillow. But really, that is up to your comfort and your campers. But definitely don't need anything crazy or out of the ordinary. It'll be quite nice in terms of the temperature. So, and going into that, someone did ask about the cabins being climate controlled. They're not, they're just standard cabins, but we are oceanfront, great breeze, windows will be open, and it's really a good temperature all the time. So yeah. That's that.
I think the beds are twin. I would want to say twin. Yeah, I believe. And then someone asked, is sending cash better or debit card? That's totally just preference, whatever you'd like to do. If maybe your camper tends to lose money sometimes or that kind of thing, their cabin counselor can absolutely like hang on to that during the session at camp as well, if that's something that you'd be worried about. But whatever works. Yeah, either.
The shopping gets me, man. Like years ago, we were like, why do you want to go? Why are we going shopping? We're in Hawaii. You can go shopping anywhere. But then, a few times went by. Last year, I was like with these two girls. I'm sitting in Ross in Waikiki waiting for them to go shopping for 2 hours. Whatever you want to do. All right. Okay. All right. So I guess that's a universal love or interest. So before we wrap this up, everybody should have the family handbook. If not, we can send that out to everyone. That also has a packing list in it, I believe. Many people are asking. We're a little bit behind on this, and we're going to have this answer for you on Saturday. But a lot of people are asking, are all of my kids' forms in? Are you missing any forms? We are going to inventory everything this weekend. So I know we're asking for a doctor's health form, copies of your camper's medical card, insurance card. The camp itself that we're going to be at, Hokulea, has its own release so that the kids could do the different things like the zip line, that kind of thing. So some people have gotten all that stuff to us, others haven't, and we're going to put together we're as we get them, we just put them into like a file, and now we're going to actually be able to tell you by Saturday evening if we're missing anything. But we did send out, and we've emailed a few times, and actually just like there's 5 or 6 attachments to one message, and you should have received that a couple of times. Everything's in there if you haven't done any of the forms. And if you have not sent your children's, if you're meeting us at camp, however they're getting there, if you haven't told us yet, please send that to us. If they're flying, we could get their flight itinerary. That'd be great. If you're meeting us at camp, tell us that. Most people have done that, I think, but some haven't yet. I think that's my message. Yeah. Okay. So I'll be quiet again and let others answer. The questions are coming.
Someone said they have 3 kids attending, 10 to 15 in age. Will they be spending time together throughout the day? Yeah, so activities are also separated by age, so they'll be grouped together for activities as well. I know the Shoenecker's name. I know when I was doing the scheduling that they're all together. So yeah, they'll be together throughout the day. And then someone's asking if we're dropping the campers at the campsite, what time should we plan to be there? Did we say 2? Does that sound right? Or
to arrive there?
At Mokalea if they want to drop off at camp.
Oh, I think a little later than 2, right? Yeah, I think to get to the
Around 4 o'clock for
4?
you,
Okay.
typically, Eric? Or
3:30 to 4:30. Okay, yeah, I was wrong.
yeah, some of us will be at the airport and others will be to take the kids there who are flying in, and then the other of us will be at the camp already. But they prop to check those families who are just being dropped off. But if you could get there around 4, I think it'd be just some time to get your because the kids coming from the airport will also arrive at camp around 4. So between 4 and 5. Then we'll have our dinner, we'll have like a orientation, that kind of thing. We get to go swimming at night, do all that. Okay. I'm going to give you my
So will there be a airport pickup from Honolulu airport?
yes, we have vans or a charter bus. How is your child getting to camp? How are they?
Yeah. So my daughter Heather, and she will fly alone from JFK directly to Honolulu using an Hawaii airline.
Then we can pick her up at the airport and bring her to camp from the airport. We can greet her. We would. How old is she, if I can ask?
She just turned 16.
Oh, perfect. So she'll be, if she's flying Hawaiian. If
Yeah.
you want to, yeah, we are also flying Hawaiian, so we'll be able to meet her. Is she coming at a certain time, or do you want to send us her itinerary? We can.
Yeah, she's already sent you the itinerary.
Perfect.
And yeah, I think she's flying from JFK, the earliest flight. I think 6 a.m. flight from JFK. She will probably arrive there probably around. I don't know, but I think she's sent the itinerary to you.
As
And
long
also,
as we.
sorry, and also she will need to be dropped off. When the camp is ending, and she can fly back.
We'll bring her from the airport to camp and from camp back to the airport to make sure she gets on the flight going home safely. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Okay. And also Danny's dad used to be a pilot for Hawaiian Airlines, but he retired. Okay. Anybody else have specific questions about or unspecific questions?
Eric, so can you please repeat Terry's phone number? And I want to make sure that I wrote it down correctly.
Sure. Okay, 818-730-2532. I'm going to give you, of course, and I'm going to give you mine, and everybody can have that too. And I'll be there, so I won't be able to, if you want to text me or something, I'll promise you I'll get back to you as I can, but it might be a few hours. But it's 818-919-0833. That's me, Eric. 818-91. And I'm sure you'll have everyone else's as well before camp starts. But between now and then, if you want to get me, I'll get right back to you. But once we get there, before we get there, we'll give you everybody's numbers and all that. Okay. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Does anybody have anything we didn't answer? No?
I just asked about the nurse on site. I think this was addressed before, but I missed it. Is there a nurse on site at the camp?
Yes and no. All of us are CPR, first aid, certified lifeguards. The Camp Mokalea has its own nurse that we have access to. So our particular staff is not, we don't have a nurse, but we're what's called I think the name is like a user group in this kind of terms. And so that is up to we're using this is a site that is accredited by the American Camp Association, and their camp is. So we fall under their health protocols and that kind of thing. So there'll be, but also there's like a hospital like within minutes, and the fire department, paramedics, and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious if all the medication is administered or as dropped off at the nurse's office. So, it's all contained with the nurse's office.
We will most likely keep it in the cabin. The counselor will be responsible. The cabin counselors will be responsible for making sure the kids get it, because they take so many kids take it at different times. We probably won't physically touch it, but we'll remind and supervise the camper to take it. Yeah. That's probably how it will work.
Yeah. Eric, my daughter just texted me actually, Heather, and her returning flight after the camp ends, her returning flight will be around 9 p.m. So what do we recommend for her?
It's going to leave Hawaii at 9 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Oliver, right? Is that who's that asking, or am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's Oliver. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so more than likely, or at least historically, we have all been gone by then, but we don't live in Hawaii, any of us, and we typically will have been left already by about 3 or 4 o'clock. The good news is we don't all have our plane tickets yet to go back, so we can arrange if you're comfortable with her staying in the airport at 16 by herself until she goes home. We will stay until we go home. If you're not comfortable, we'll arrange it so that one of us will stay an extra day, or we'll wait till she goes home and take the red eye home or whatever. But I can talk to you about that, separately, Oliver, if you're okay doing that on the phone. But we're not going to leave her alone until you and all of us agree that she's, everybody's comfortable. Yeah, we can do it anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for considering that. Yeah, I think her flight is and she just texted me it's 9:15. So, but we will appreciate if she if she can have some company, because otherwise actually she it's the first time she's away alone. But
is she coming the first week of the camp or second week?
The first week. The first week.
We will arrange it for you. We won't leave her in especially since it's the first week. We have counselors that are staying over the weekend. The counselors stay the whole 2 weeks. So as one of us will stay with her.
Sorry, I think my daughter. I think it's the second week. She's coming on August 4th.
Oliver. Okay. I think Heather is going to talk to the counselor alone, separately on this issue. So she has her own idea. She wants to do it herself. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll handle it. No trouble. What else can we answer for anyone?
Yeah, so if someone just asked that their camper is being picked up by another camper's parent, we just need that in writing somewhere. So if you can send us an email, we will make sure they go home with the right person. So just send us an email with that information and the name of who will be picking them up.
Thank you, Abby. And also, since Abby said that, when we do meet you at the airport, please you're going to be real excited. You haven't seen them for a week or two. Please don't take your camper from the airport, like LAX, if you're meeting us there. So, and then you go home, because we're like going to be getting our bags and things. Just always check in with us before, say we'll be with your kids, but before you take them home from the airport, make sure we connect with each other, so we don't think we lost somebody. That would be scary. About 50 to 60 a week. Yeah. We want to is that my dog in there? Was. We want to make sure they have breakfast in the morning. I think the breakfast is at 8. So if you could get there between 8:30 and 9, that would be great. One of my dogs. that's some reason being quiet right now. That won't last. Okay, so I want to make a note, Oliver. All right. Good?
Someone asked about flights.
I just,
They said if they want to fly with the group from LA, they would depart on July 28th, return on the 9th. The departing flight is HA3 at 10:10 a.m. and the return is HA2 at 2 p.m. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you have it, if you want to buy us first class tickets, then we're not going to argue with you. But if you don't, we'll understand. Okay. Yeah, HA Hawaiian Airlines 3 coming back flight number 2. And I'll let somebody else. I don't know the answer.
Someone was asking about life jackets, I think. A few questions. Yeah, life vests. Not all of the water activities require life jackets or life vests. Some of them do. Like our banana boating activity does, and our kayaking and stand-up paddleboarding activities do as well. But when we're surfing, we don't require life vests because our counselors are one-on-one giving a lesson with the campers, and they'll be accompanying them the entire time. So we do not require a life jacket for them during that time, but for our banana boating and our stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking activities, we do. And that's all provided by Camp Mokulea.
We have this one guy that comes. He's been coming for years. His name's Jaden. This is just like a loaded up dude. When it comes to the water, he's very skilled and all that. And his mom just asked yesterday, is there any way he doesn't have to wear a life jacket? It's really up to the other camp when we do things like Josh was saying, like kayaking. They tell us that they have to, but other times no. There was a question about if there's going to be activities.
Yeah, if a schedule of the activities will be like sent out. I don't know if we've done this before. I don't have like a physical copy right now. If people want it, I can try to email one out and give it to you all, but we don't have a physical copy right now. But yeah.
We will post in each cabin like the daily breakdown so that every day like campers can check it in their cabin and see what they're doing for the day so that they're ready to roll. And so on their first day, they'll see the whole week schedule. But yeah, generally we don't send it ahead of time. But yeah, if someone's very eager for it, it sounds like Josh is willing to make it happen.
Good. Okay, so we'll send this recording out to you so you could. I'm sure you'd love to watch it again over and over. So we'll do that. And then there's a lot of people who weren't able to come, families who are coming to camp. We'll send that out to them. We are always around. So thank you. So if you come up with any questions between now and when this starts, we'll be very responsive and looking forward to hearing from you. And we will continue to be in touch by email. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. That's the best way to reach a lot of people at once. So thank you, everybody. Oliver, we'll make sure we reconnect with you probably tomorrow, if that's okay, Oliver, if you're still on. But we will arrange with your daughter so she's not alone. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
and those of our staff, if you guys could stay on for a second, that'd be great. But otherwise,